9 states in this country collect $0 in state income tax. None. If you live in one of them, every dollar you earn from your job, your business, your investments, you keep all of it. No state cut. And for high earners, that difference is not small. We are talking tens of thousands of dollars a year. This video breaks down which states have no income tax, what you actually save, what the catch is, and whether moving for tax reasons is actually worth it. Let us start with the list. The 9 states with no state income tax are Alaska, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming. 2 of those, New Hampshire and Tennessee, recently eliminated taxes on wages and salaries. They previously taxed investment income like dividends and interest, but both have now phased that out completely. So all 9 of these states currently collect 0 state income tax on earned income. Now let us talk about what that actually means for your wallet. Most states with income taxes charge somewhere between 3% and 13% depending on your income level. California sits at 13.3% at the top bracket, the highest in the country. New York is 10.9%. Oregon is 9.9%. Hawaii is 11%. So if you earn $200,000 a year and you live in California, you owe roughly $26,000 in state income tax on top of your federal bill. If you move to Texas, same income, same lifestyle, that number drops to 0. That is $26,000 a year you keep. Over 20 years, at a reasonable investment return, that difference compounds to well over $1 million. That math is real, and it is exactly why so many high earners, athletes, executives, and retirees move to no income tax states. Tiger Woods moved from California to Florida in the 90s. Phil Mickelson famously complained about paying more than 60% of his income in combined federal and state taxes when he was living in California. There is a reason Miami has become a relocation hub for finance professionals, tech founders, and professional athletes. Florida has no income tax, no estate tax, and strong asset protection laws. The state is actively competing for wealthy residents, and it is winning. But here's the part most people overlook. The states that do not tax your income have to fund their government somehow. And they do, just differently. Let us walk through the actual trade-offs. Property taxes. Texas has no income tax, but has some of the highest property taxes in the country, averaging around 1.8% of assessed value per year. On a $400,000 home, that is about $7,200 a year in property taxes alone. Compare that to California, where Proposition 13 caps property tax increases significantly. Effective rates often land around 0.7% on older properties. So a Californian moving to Texas for the income tax savings might find their property tax bill nearly doubles. Sales tax. Tennessee has no income tax, but charges 9.5% in combined state and local sales tax, the highest effective rate in the country. Nevada averages around 8.2%. Washington State averages around 9.3%. These sales taxes hit lower and middle income earners harder than higher earners, because people with less money spend a larger percentage of their income and save less of it. Cost of living. Florida and Texas have no income tax, but housing prices, especially in desirable metros like Miami, Austin, and Dallas, have risen significantly over the past decade. The affordability advantage has narrowed. Wyoming and South Dakota offer the combination of no income tax and relatively low cost of living, but the trade-off is limited economic opportunity and harsh winters. Alaska is its own category. Not only does it have no income tax, it actually pays residents to live there through the Permanent Fund Dividend, a yearly payment funded by oil revenue. In 2023, that payment was $1,312 per resident. It is a genuine government payment to every Alaskan. The trade-off is remote location, extreme weather, and limited job market for most industries. Now here is something that catches people by surprise. You cannot just claim to live in a no-tax state while actually spending your time somewhere else. States, especially California and New York, are aggressive about auditing people who claim to have moved. They track your cell phone location data, credit card transactions, where your doctor is, where your kids go to school, where you attend church. California has a specific unit dedicated to residency audits. To actually establish domicile in a new state and escape California or New York income tax, you need to spend more than 183 days per year in the new state. Move your primary home, register your car, update your voter registration, move your doctor and dentist, and document your social ties. Half measures do not work. The audit risk is real. So who benefits most from moving to a no income tax state? High earners benefit most. The higher your income, the more you save, because income taxes are either flat or progressive. Business owners who can structure their entity in a no tax state benefit. Retirees drawing down large investment portfolios benefit significantly, especially in states like Florida that also have no estate tax. Remote workers who can work from anywhere are increasingly making this calculation and moving to states like Texas, Florida, Wyoming, or Nevada. Who benefits less? People earning under $75,000 a year, where the income tax savings may be partially or fully offset by higher property taxes, sales taxes, and cost of living. People whose jobs are location-specific. People with strong family and social ties, because quality of life matters, and moving across the country for a tax benefit you will spend in higher housing costs is not always the win it looks like on paper. Here is the honest bottom line. If you earn $200,000 or more per year and you have flexibility on where you live, the math strongly favors a no income tax state, particularly Florida, Texas, Nevada, or Wyoming. The savings are real. The compounding over time is significant, and some of these states offer additional legal protections for assets and estates that make them even more attractive. If you earn under $100,000, the decision is more nuanced. Run the actual numbers for your specific situation. Income tax savings versus property tax, sales tax, and any change in housing cost. Do not assume moving to Texas automatically makes you richer. It might, but only if you do the full math. The states are competing for your tax dollars. The question is whether it is worth competing back. And for a lot of people, the answer is yes. If this was useful, subscribe and drop a comment below. Let me know what state you are in and whether you have thought about this.